Hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. My name is Anna Mardal, and I am actually really anxious today because we are still in the trial, or we're about to go into trial for Miles Edgeworth, and right now things are not looking so good. I believe in my heart that we are going to save him. I believe he's innocent, but it doesn't look good. All right, December 26th, day after Christmas.
Karma? That's right, Manfred von Karma. He's the best prosecutor there is. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career. He is a god of prosecution, Wright. A god.
Not a single case?
He'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. Huh. Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth. Huh. You don't understand. I mean, he'll really do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared. That's quite a claim coming from someone who forges evidence. He taught me what it really means to prosecute.
What?
Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10.
Oh, someone taught him to forge. He was your teacher then, Mr. Edgeworth?
Something like that.
And now he's trying to get you found guilty? What a creep! Oh, wait. Maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out.
Not a chance. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. He's as ruthless as me, times 20.
That's pretty ruthless.
Like I said, he's a god among prosecutors.
I guess that's something like Mia was to me. Speaking of Mia... Maya? Uh-huh.
We could really use Mia's help right now, don't you think?
Oh, I can't. I'm sorry, I tried. I really tried, but I couldn't reach.
You couldn't reach?
I think it's because I haven't been training. My powers are weak again.
Oh man, what bad timing.
I'm really sorry. I'll try my best.
I hope so. What are you whispering about?
Oh, it's nothing. Well, it's time. Let's head in.
Alright, let's see this so-called god. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Really? He looks like a pirate. Mr. von Karma? Is the prosecution ready? Fool! You seriously think that I would stand here were I not completely prepared? Right, my apologies. He's even got the judge scared. Very well, your opening statement, please. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. That should be fine. The prosecution may call its first witness.
What's with this guy? Is he royalty or something?
How am I supposed to fight against this? I call the detective in charge of this case, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Okay, Gumshoe's first. Let's see how this goes. I'm not going to be able to keep that voice up. We'll have to get him a new voice. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that for the whole game.
There are some voices that are all the time voices, and some voices that are some of the time voices, and some voices that are just once in a very short while voices.
Describe the incident, now. Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe looks nervous. Please take a look at this map. The murder happened late Christmas Eve, around midnight. There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. There were 2 men on the boat. Now, there happened to be a woman camping here on the edge of the lake.
This looks
wrong to me. Didn't we go in different directions for... I thought we went, like, left and right? I guess I misunderstood which directions we went.
At 12:10 a.m., she heard 2 pistol shots. Then the boat started to move. It went towards the boat rental shop. Testify to the court about the arrest. Now.
Wait, Mr. Von Karma.
Yes? Actually, I'm the one that's supposed to be handling these proceedings. Wrong. There is only one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role. Yes, of course, you're quite right.
What? No, he's not! This just strengthens my conviction that the judge is a... what's the word I'm looking for? Political appointee and not actually qualified for this.
A man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I didn't suspect him of anything at all. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake. So we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth. I see. Very well. Begin your cross-examination, attorney, now.
Called for what? You received a call from a man?
Yeah.
But you said there was a woman camping there. She was the one who heard the 2 gunshots, right?
That woman and the man who called into the report are 2 different people, obviously.
Different people.
There were 2 witnesses.
Well, where is the other one?
Their testimonies were quite similar, however. Today I've summoned the woman who was camping.
The woman who was camping?
Lotta Hart. What happened next, detective?
What was Mr. Edgeworth like when you saw him?
Well, from what I saw, he looked pretty relaxed. Not like a murderer at all, really. Detective, the court requires the facts, not your opinion. How many years have you been on the force? Facts only, detective. Hard, cold, objective facts. Yes, sir. He's got his share of objections. No, I didn't suspect him of anything at all. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake.
Did you find any clues on the body?
A single bullet was recovered from the body. He was shot through the heart, fatally. Judge, here's the bullet. It didn't strike bone, so its shape is well preserved.
Very well. The court accepts this bullet into evidence. Did they test Edgeworth's hands for GSR? Why is that?
Well, we found the murder weapon in the boat.
The murder weapon?
A pistol. Detective Gumshoe. That is a vital piece of information. Please revise your testimony. Right, sorry, Your Honor. The murder weapon we found in the boat was decisive evidence.
What about the pistol made it decisive evidence? He has the same evil laugh as Edgeworth.
There were fingerprints on the pistol found in the boat. There were clear prints from Mr. Edgeworth's right hand.
What?
Order! So Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon? Yes, Your Honor. Judge, this is the weapon in question. Accepted into evidence. Members of the court, we now have the pistol used in the murder and the bullet found in the body. Detective! Yes, sir. Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol? Yes. The ballistic markings on the bullet match the pistol.
Hey, Nick, what does he mean ballistic markings?
Shocking! To imagine someone here does not know something as basic as ballistic markings.
Nick, he's glaring at me!
Very well, I'll explain. Actually, Judge, you do it. Me? Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. The barrel leaves distinctive marks on each bullet it fires. You can examine these ballistic fingerprints to see which gun fired the shot. It's quite accurate. Indeed. This leads to one inevitable conclusion. The bullet found in the victim's heart was without a doubt fired from this pistol. This pistol, which, as you may recall, was covered with the defendant's own fingerprints. Order! Order! This is bad. This makes it look like Edgeworth did it. Well, Judge, I'd say it's almost decisive, yes. Honestly, I could declare a verdict at this point. No, you can't! We still have to defend! However, you wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well. I am somewhat fatigued, and so I will take a brief break. I will call my witness after the recess, which will last 10 minutes. Judge! Yes? What are you doing? A 10-minute recess, now! Wait, Just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it, man! Yes! The court will take a 10-minute recess. Who's running this court anyway? Edgeworth, what is going on here? Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon. And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo. True. Was that you in the boat? Yes, it was me. What? But you must believe me, I didn't shoot him. Then who did? I don't know. You don't know? Weren't you right there? I heard a gunshot from very close by. Then the other man fell from the boat. I can't say why, but I thought at the time that he had shot himself. You mean it was a suicide? That's the only explanation I can come up with. How am I going to convince anyone of that? Say, Maya. Huh? What? Any progress with Mia? Oh, sorry, it's no good. I know. I'm no good for anything, am I, Nick? If I can't call my sister, I might as well not be here, right? No. I need you here, of course not. I can see you're always trying to help out. Even if you don't actually help, it's a thought that counts. It's okay, Nick, you don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trials or defense. What's more, I'm in spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Everyone has their days off. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately, but you never know when my luck is going to run out. Really? Whoa, Wright! Don't jinx this case any more than it already is. It's bad for my heart. Oh, sorry. Does he have a heart condition? Court is back in session. Mr. Von Karma, call your witness. Yes. Will Miss Lotta Hart take the stand? Lotta Hart, you're a research student at a university? That I am. Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything trivial or subjective. Understand? Y'all need to learn some manners. Understand? Yeah, I understand. I understand. Very well. Your testimony, please.
It was Christmas Eve. Just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat. Two bangs?
Enough.
Huh?
Judge, she happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accept it as evidence. Well, this is a surprise. This looks like the very moment of the murder. The first bang triggered the camera. If there was only one gunshot, the camera wouldn't have gotten a picture in time. Order! I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately. As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There were no other boats on the lake. So the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. But if there was somebody in scuba gear or something? It was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth. Order! I will have order! Well, Judge, the evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well. This court finds the defendant... Objection! Wait, Your Honor! I haven't cross-examined the witness yet! A cross-examination? We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony? Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court. Nick, contempt? Contempt of court. You know, I guess I understand. Well, what are you going to do? Do you really think there was a contradiction with the facts in her testimony? I think I noticed one little thing. I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. Let's take him on. Yeah. I understand. I will cross-examine this witness. Very well. I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time. Okay. I was in my car. Why were you camping there anyway? I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research. What research? This sounds suspicious. Miss Hart, could you be more specific about your research? What does the witness's motive in the camping? And camping by the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing. I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained. Oh, wait, now I'm the one who says that. Well, then say it already. Objection sustained. Thanks for nothing, Your Honor. Alright, what... So, you weren't looking at the lake at the time?
No. I looked after I heard the noise.
She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat with the witness.
When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat.
Could you clearly see the two men?
Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you?
That's not the same thing. Wait a second. I wasn't asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men.
Yeah, well, of course.
The witnesses testified that she saw them. There's also a photo. You'd best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions.
He jumped in quick. He's hiding something. Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out?
Well, yeah, sure.
You're asking meaningless questions! Meaningless! Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless babble!
Von Karma, I think I hate you. He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? Are you sure about that?
Well, yeah, as sure as a country girl can be.
This is the statement that there wasn't anything on the lake but the boat. That sounds pretty sure. How come you're so sure?
Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake.
Scanned the whole lake? It almost sounds like she was more interested in the lake than the boat. Miss Hart, you...
Mr. Wright, the witness has answered the question in full. No need for further questions. Objection sustained. That's what I'm... Sustained! Yes, of course.
Oh, great.
Enough. I think we've all heard what we need to hear, Mr. Wright. It seems you were unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting. But Your Honor! You keep your promise. Mr. Wright, I am afraid that I will have to penalize any further outbursts by holding you in contempt of court. And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood?
Nick! Lotta's testimony is fishy, Nick. Real fishy.
I know what you mean. But if I can't say anything, what can I do? I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision. Then pass your judgment! Very well. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand. Who was that?
It was me! Oh my god. Maya! Maya!
Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities?
No, I do not! Lotta Hart! Your testimony stinks! It is unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta, did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire the pistol?
You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defense's outburst.
Answer me, Lotta. What's the big deal? I'm messing up words. I'm so upset. I'm very invested. I think I'm saying Edgewood instead of Edgeworth and Dia instead of idea. I'm sorry. I'm the worst Let's Player in the whole world. Okay, I'll take a drink of my Dr. Pepper and take a few deep breaths. It's just so tense!
What's the big idea? Treat me like some kind of criminal. I saw him. I swear it. I saw Edgeworth. Enough. Judge, declare the defense in contempt of court. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He is in contempt of court and must leave. No. No.
But I didn't say anything.
Wait! I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor! Nick is innocent! Ha! What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
No?
Wrong! What? Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony! That changes her testimony, and I have a right to cross-examine her again! Order! Order! You're in contempt of court! It's too late for wild claims! Judge, sustain my objection! I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I cannot. What? Ms. Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again. But he is in contempt of court! No, I am! If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me!
Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately.
Nick, I did what I could.
You have to do the rest. Good luck!
Maya! Baby, oh my god, I love her. I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate badgering of my witnesses. I'm running out of time. I'd better find a contradiction in here or else. Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
If she saw it clear as day, why didn't her photo see it? That's what I want to know.
I've got you. I've got you, Miss Hart.
What? You got what?
Look at this photograph.
The photo I took?
The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Ms. Hart.
So?
This picture was taken with professional, high-quality film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How?
What? What?
Got you, fucker. Mr. Wright has a point. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony. Please. Now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself, Miss Hart.
What?
Could you see the defendant that night?
Of course! I said I could and I meant I could, you liar!
Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting. I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony.
I hate her so much. Oh my god, I hate her. You're right. It was a cold night, and the fog was thick as grits. And I'm Southern, y'all. You know I am. I'm very upset that the person that we hate is just like the worst freaking sellout, traitor, quisling. I'll say anything the police asked me to say because the police couldn't possibly be wrong. I hate that it's a Southern woman. That's really getting me down. It was a cold night, and the fog was thick as grits. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out on the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See? No problem.
You use binoculars? Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. This one better be good.
I would like to know why she didn't mention that earlier.
Binoculars?
Yeah, binoculars.
Yesterday, you mentioned you were out looking for shooting stars, correct?
Well, yeah.
Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars for that? I've got doubts about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers?
Thank you! Why would bangs pick up meteor showers?
The camera is irrelevant to this case.
You can't say that for certain.
Mr. Wright, is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with this line of questioning. But know this, if you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright, do you wish to press further about the camera?
I mean, yeah. It's the main source of evidence, so yes.
This is make it or break it time. The camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Maybe I went a little overboard there. Very well.
Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera.
Yeah, I hear ya. The camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower.
Miss Hart, what made you choose that lake to photograph meteors? You know the fog gets thick on that lake. It's not very suited to stargazing.
Yeah, well, I guess I wasn't thinking too straight.
Oh, that would be a first. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenged intellect. Oh my gosh.
Now, wait a minute!
Continue your testimony. You were saying how it was that you saw Edgeworth? Huh? No unnecessary comments, please.
When I heard that noise out on my lake, I looked at the binoculars.
That's gotta be the statement, because that's the new one. We pressed on it, so there's gotta... Ah, shit. I fucked up.
Oh, good. I was afraid I screwed up. Okay, so this is the thing. I've already pressed on it. So there's gotta be... I need to present something now that I've pressed. And it's gotta be the camera because we've already showed her the picture and nothing else is relevant. Why would a meteor shower need to take loud noises?
Objection!
You were photographing shooting stars? That's a lie.
Says who?
No, I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. Well then, what exactly was she photographing? Your Honor, take a look at this. What was Mr. Hart trying to photograph at the lake? I think she was there to photograph the shooting, but to do it wrong. Like this is all frame up.
Why would they be trying to frame Miles for... Maybe they're trying to get rid of... What's that? Oh, it's the map. Why do I have this? What is this again? It seems so random. Who is taking that picture?
Oh god, she's a paparazzi, isn't she? Oh god. Was she there to... I don't... Oh god, this probably isn't right, but I'm gonna try it. She was there to take pictures of the lake monster. Wasn't she? Ms. Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph. What's this? A newspaper article? Gordy? Ah, the sighting at Gordy Lake. Well, Miss Hart? It is. I don't know why it is, but it is. She's a freaking paparazzi.
I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was down at the lake trying to photograph this Gordy. No joking around this time, please. Camera! That's my proof. The proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. It's facing the lake. Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus this photograph here, taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here, this article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy makes a loud noise when it emerges. Oh yes, they did say that. I thought it was just that it was pointing at the lake. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you had set your camera to respond to loud noises. It makes more sense than meteor showers. Order! I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart, you were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah. Not bad. Are all you lawyers that smart? So smart, boy. I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What you just used several minutes of precious time to prove is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Hey! As she so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing. You were suborning perjury. I think it changes that. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason. I know it. What could I have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Ms. Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony. Right. Fine, I'll testify. It won't change nothing, though. Something will change. It has to. And I'm going to spot it. Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it'd be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out at the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched that boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at the boat the whole time, crossed my heart and hoped to fry. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she is a research student or a photographer has no bearing on this case. There is no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination. I claim the defense's right to cross-examine this witness, Your Honor. Now, Karma's up to something. I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because... Why? Was there a contradiction? Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself. You must have something in mind. Ah, that would be a first. Very funny. You understand that this is your last chance at cross-examination, Mr. Wright. If there is no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Let's lie. That changed. She said before that she scanned the lake, and we pointed out that she was looking at something other than the boat. She didn't watch the boat the whole time. That's a lie.
Objection!
Miss Hart, are you really looking at that boat? What's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person would be looking at it. I agree, any normal person would. But you are far from normal. What? Y'all want to step over here and say that? You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy, that's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Order, continue, Mr. Wright. You testified you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. Well, now that you'll mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there, y'all. Miss Hart, are you saying you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I was just lying through my teeth. Lying. Ugh. I thought I could be a witness to a murder and all. I kind of got excited. I was sure I was watching that boat till now. Oh my God. Murder her. Tear her into a million pieces. Drag her outside and shoot her. I am so angry. If you're gonna hold someone in contempt of court, hold her for lying. This is totally uncalled for. But hey, you got the photograph. You got proof. We can't see who is shooting who in this. Right. That's why I took this photo and... Witness, that's enough. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Shut my what? What was she going to say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had a photograph to prove it. But you really can't tell from the photo who is shooting. And that's why she said she's going to enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality, Matt, but it should let us see who's who. She enlarged that photo. I won't Von Karma let her show it. I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth, or worse. What should I do? Miss Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court? Because it does not exist. What are you talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place, you old fool. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma? Miss Hart. Show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court. Here it is. We still cannot see who is firing in this. It could be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Why didn't he want us to see it? Happy now, Mr. Wright? There has to be something. You asked for the enlargement, you got the enlargement. And little good it has done any of us. That's why I requested she not show it. I suppose this means that the cross-examination is over. Obviously. Oh gosh dang it, Harlow, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. My parents unexpectedly came by, but everything's fine. Where were we? Okay, it's over, obviously. Oh, you! Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness.
What else could possibly be required?
Nothing, of course.
Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict. Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo somewhere. This is bad, really bad. What should I do? Your Honor, there is something decidedly strange with this enlargement.
What might that be?
Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean. What about this photo is strange? Okay, there's something. Oh god, and I've completely lost where I was because I was playing this like 30 minutes ago. Karma didn't want the photo shown. He suppressed evidence. Why? Why does he want this picture suppressed? It's not their faces. Because you can't see their faces. Their clothes look the same. What do we know? What do we know? I can't open the evidence. Wait, I wrote some of it down. There's a bullet. I don't know if that gun is the right caliber or if it matches the pistol. What do I have written down on the pistol? Edgeworth's fingerprints from his right hand were on the pistol. It's kind of weirdly specific, isn't it? His right hand, not just Edgeworth's fingerprints. Edgeworth's fingerprints were on his right hand. That's very specific. I thought that at the time. I was like, wow, that's specific. But that's... Wait a second. Oh god, I'm so bad at left and right. Is that his right hand? That's... Hold on. That's his left hand, isn't it? Is that why it was that specific? Because that was going to be relevant later? I don't think I have anything else. There's no Gordy, there's no... That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. I don't know what else it could be. Take that! Here, Your Honor. The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange? Yes! Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor. The hand? That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does what? Oh, sorry, that was the judge. This man's left hand does what? Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence that left hand contradicts. That. Fired 3 times. But we only heard 2 bangs? There's prints from Edgeworth's right hand. That one. The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding that pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth. Now that everyone in the courtroom is quieted down, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor. You have given us definitive proof today. We now know it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, who shot our victim? Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim?
I can't say Ms. Hart or Larry. The victim himself seems unlikely given the picture, but
there was only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. Order! Order! So you are saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation.
That's what Edgeworth thought.
It does seem to be the only remaining option. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Suicide is out of the question. What? An examination of the victim's wound reveals the distance at which he was shot. The distance? The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. A meter? That's 3 feet. There is no way it could have been suicide. Order! Mr. Von Karma, are you sure of the accuracy of your data? Of course. I had already considered the possibility of suicide, you see. I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun reveal that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day. The court orders the defense and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all. This court is adjourned. That was a close one. Hey, don't you have anything to say? No, I have yet to be declared innocent, right? Well, yeah, but, what happened out there on that lake, anyway? If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away. What? Don't give me that look. I did not kill him. I was just kidding. Look, I'm going to go check on my, oh, right. What? Tell her something for me. What? Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. Would it kill you to just state how you really feel with a thanks, Edgeworth? Love you too. I requisitioned a transcript of Lotta's entire testimony. Which part? The part where she lied, or the part where she lied again, or the part where she lied a third time? I thought it might give you some ammunition for trial tomorrow. Of course, she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of her testimony that stood was the bang she heard. The gun was fired 3 times, but she heard 2 bangs. That seems wrong. Oh, there's so many questions. But that is all for this part. So that was part 2 of the Edgeworth case. Once again, this has been Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, the Steam Trilogy. My name is Anna Mardal, and we're gonna save Miles. Don't you worry. I don't want you to worry. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.